Hey y'all, thank you so much for returning to my channel. This your girl Nature P. So today's video is called 420 Story Time. I used to smoke. So don't judge me, y'all. It's hilarious. So I started smoking at 16, Mary Jane. Um I was 16 and yeah, it was right after my mom passed away. She died December. I started a year later in December. But no, I was 17. I'm sorry. I was 17 when I started. I forgot, my bad. And yeah, I was smoking weed and I used to at first I couldn't handle it and then over time I could handle it. But when I smoked, it was always like on and off, on and off. And it was not consistent. It wasn't consistent. And when it was inconsistent, I would just sit there and be like, I used to be like wanting to eat all the snacks. I would always do like any type of Doritos and chocolate, like brownies. I would always make myself some brownies or like at the store buy like 3 Kit Kats or something like that. Like, yeah. And yeah, so when I used to smoke, I used to be too high. I'll be thinking that I'm about to like, for one, I couldn't work. I was not the type that couldn't do functional things. I could not function when I was high. Um, and I used to have like heart racing problems, thinking that I'm about to have my heart race and burst. My ex used to say like, don't, when we used to smoke like in like what, 2016, 17, he used to be like, your heart gonna burst, your heart gonna burst. I'm like, stop saying that. And he used to be like, that's funny, ain't it? I'm like, no, stop trying to scare me. He's like, it's like, nah, you gonna be fine. He was trying to scare me. I'm like, you scandalous. But anyhow, yeah, I used to smoke and like I remember one time, don't judge me, y'all. This was back when I was like not new to it because I already had been doing it for like 2 years. And by the way, when I would smoke weed, it was never like consistent like most people, like long term. I would always stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. And that was like that from 2010 to 2020. But before 2020, when the beginning of the pandemic was starting, like the first, by March, I had picked it up for like a month and a half, 2 months, 2 months, I think, again. And I hadn't did it since 2018 for like a month. And really, I was gonna say 2017, but 2018, I think I did it for like 2 months again or 3 months again, and then I stopped. It's like the longest I think I've ever smoked weed was like maybe 4 or 5 months, 5 months, 6 months. I think like 4 months. That's the longest I think, like per year when I did smoke. Um, yeah, I was like a weed head before, y'all. I used to be like, where the weed at? Like light skin Keisha. Like, and then the problem with me too is like I did not want to wait for no weed man to come pull up. Like they used to take forever. I ain't never remember it being in Columbus, but in New York, sometimes because we had different people all the time, or like all my Puerto Rican friends would have all the weed already on deck, like on deck. We didn't have to wait. But like my homegirl across the street, this dark skinned black girl that's chunky, my Shay, she used to be like having her homie back in 2012 when we used to smoke in the beginning. Um, he was an older black dude, like middle, late 40s, and he used to take forever, like, I mean, like 3 hours. We was calling him, like, well, do you want this money? Like, we're trying to get high now. But no, I was bad with it. Like, that's how I do everything, y'all. I be like overboard, like what they call extremes. I was like so mad. Like, even to the last time I was smoking in 2018 and 2020, like, I'm like, I'm trying to get high. Not now, right now. I did not want to be patient. Um, One of the other stories, so I was going to tell you when I was first smoking by myself, it was winter of 2012. Um, you know, I was just going to, I was outside by myself. It was dark time. It was really cold. It was snowy outside. And we had to, I wanted to go down the street and smoke. So I walked to the end of my street at night. It was like 10, I would say 9:30, 10 at night. And I was walking, and while I went back to go to the house after I was done smoking the blunt, this is by myself. Now, mind you, I used to always smoke with people, always, like my neighbor, the girl Shay, and yeah. So She was not with me this night, and I came back. Y'all don't judge me. I was starting to like hallucinate because like I used to be too high. I think what it is I was starting to hear into the spirit realm, because that's any type of drug, anything that alters your mind frame, and you put stuff into your body, you're gonna be opened up to the spiritual realm more and more and more, right? Facts. And so I think that's what I was hearing. But y'all don't judge me. I swear I used to watch a lot of these movies, and then I stopped after like around my mom's passing, so like the end of 2010. And like, y'all, I kid you not, I thought I heard zombies and I thought they was coming for me. Yo, I'm dead serious. Like, yo, I really was running down the street like by myself in the night, in the snow, in the cold, was thinking that zombies was about to come eat me. And I was trying to hurry up and get in the house, and I couldn't because I was too high. That was the funniest thing. I was so embarrassed at myself. I was by myself, y'all, and I was so mad at myself once I got in the house. I'm like, are you tweaking? But I can't help it every time. That's why, like, even like the last few times I've done it, like, oh my gosh, I can't help but tweak. Like, yo, I be so lit. Like, that's why I know, like, I'm not meant to do this. I got too much spiritual gifts. Like, yo, I be tweaked. And I be fine. Like, my heart be racing. I always call the ambulance. Like, I used to ask my friends, like, y'all sure this is just weed? Like, bro, my heart is racing. It's gonna burst. I would have called the ambulance, have them do an EKG or like a heart rate monitor, and see, they make sure my heart ain't racing too fast like it's not supposed to. And yeah, so 420, I did it because my mom used to do it for real. She was only a light smoker though. She used to smoke like a little 2 joints every like so often. I would say like maybe once every 3 months or so, or maybe every other 2 months or something like that. Like, she wasn't a smoker, but you know how I used to know she was high. She used to think she was hiding it from me. Her lips would curl up, and she would be in there just listening to her music and shaking her little maracas, her little toy maracas. That's like mini with like plastic little shakers on the inside, like little plastic beads. That she got from like a hospital for something. I don't know. But it was funny because I was like, man, she in there hiding again. That's funny. And then she would come out trying to clean everything, and everything was already put in place and right. And I'm like, Ma, what you cleaning it for? Ain't nothing dirty right now. And she's like, oh, I just want to clean it again. She tried to hide it from me, not realizing that I was around hood dudes and stuff for a little bit since I was 12, and they used to be high, and I figured out what it's like to know what is when a person is high. And so yeah, so when I used to smoke, I used to just love listening to music, and like I feel like the music used to feel so much more lit, and like more I could hear it more like deeper, and just like into the atmosphere, and I would like be one with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that with a lot of stuff when you smoke. Um, Another time I was way too high was recently at my apartment. I slipped, y'all. I slipped. I was stressed out, and it was when was that? That was December. I swear I was with my last ex boo, and I swear, y'all, I thought that somebody was watching me from downstairs on the first floor behind my apartment. I was like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Leave me alone. I was like, I'm calling the police. Y'all, I am not like, I'm for the black cause, okay? Let me get that straight. But I'm not for you being on nonsense. You feel me? So just be not on nonsense, and you gonna be straight. We're gonna be straight. But I'm still for the black cause, regardless. Yeah, so I used to be way too high, and then like one other time, I remember I had edibles. Y'all, I had some edibles back in 2012. It was like December, I would say closer to kind of like about to be Christmas, and I had a bottle of my favorite Ciroc back by myself, and I had made myself my own edible chocolate chip cookies with the weed. Them chocolate chip cookies was my first try. They was nasty. They tasted like weed. But let me tell you, bruh, I was so high. I was so high. I called my dad, but I also had liquor too that night. I had like 4 shots. I think I had like 4 shots, and one. I had made two big chocolate chip weed cookies, and I had the most of it. I didn't eat the whole first chocolate chip cookie of the week, but I think I did have like most of it because I'm greedy and I was trying to get high too, and I was like wasn't feeling it. Whew, bruh, I regretted that one. I regretted that one so bad because I was there stuck like 15 minutes later, a little bit under 15 minutes later. I was in the house by myself, and my dad was never, well, no, back in 2012, all the way until like 20 something, 2015, 2016, he used to always be gone. But this was the first time he was like gone later in the night. Like, this was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and he used to be home by then. He used to be gone all day making his money around town and stuff, but he was gone that night. And I called him. I'm like, Dad, where are you? Just like that. I was like, Dad, where are you? He was like, what's wrong? Are you okay? I was like, Dad, I'm too high. What do I do? I said, I'm on the floor. I can't feel nothing. I said, it's like, I can feel something, but I'm too high. I think I'm about to die, but I'm not. I don't know. Help me. He was like, girl, what did you do? I was like, Dad, I had too much edible. I had too much liquor. I don't know what I'm about to do. It feels like I feel like I'm about to fall through the floor. I'm about to fall through the floor, Dad. And he was cracking up. He was like, take a breather, relax, take a breath, breathe, relax. You're fine. I was like, Dad, I'm too high. I didn't know. And then I was like, and then I'm drunk and high at the same time. It's too much, Dad. I don't know what to do with myself. He was laughing. He was like, you are crazy. You ain't supposed to be doing all that anyway. I was like, well, I want to do it. So he's like, but now look at you. I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'm about to die, Dad. Help me. And he was just cracking up. Y'all, I was on the ground. I told him, Dad, I'm on the floor. I started on the floor in the kitchen. I crawled my way to the back. Not in the kitchen. I started on the floor, on the living room floor, on the wood floor, the old wood floor because the house was old. I'm like, I started in the living room on the floor and I couldn't get up, and I finally crawled my way to the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom now, but I sat on the floor in the living room. Felt like I was gonna fall through the floor, like sink. My soul felt like it was sinking through the floor. And he was like, "You too high, you too drunk." He said, "You need to not take that much then if you gonna feel like that." I said, "Dad, I didn't feel it. That's why." He's like, "That's how everybody always happen. They try thinking they ain't gonna feel it, and then they end up feeling it too much, and they don't want to be that high." I was like, "Yeah, man, this is too much." But I was never really able to smoke and drink, but I could. I just took too much drinking, and I had like 3 shots of straight. I probably had four. I want to say more like four shots, and it was straight shots. I didn't mix it, but yeah, y'all, I used to get lit, and then like one time, my home girl and her, the same girl in New York, her boyfriend's birthday was November of 2011, and I remember they had 11 blunts in the rotation, and I tapped out at 7. I did, and she seen me. She was like, Nitra, Nitra, and I couldn't answer her, and she was like, Nitra. I'm like, oh, what's up? And I'm sitting on the floor on the couch, like laying next to the couch, like leaning my back on the bottom of the couch on the floor, and she's sitting on the couch, her and her dude. She's like, "You ready?" And he looked at me like, "Yeah, are you ready?" I was like, "For what?" He was like, "You got a few more blunts to go. We got to roll up like 3 more." I was like, 3 more? Oh my gosh, you trying to kill me? I said, "How high do you want to get?" He was like, "Higher as we can." I said, "Man, I tapped out for blunts ago. We at number 7. You can't keep going." And I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna space out somewhere." That's so. They started laughing. They was like, "You gonna do it?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." Man, I felt like I couldn't even feel it. I told her after that, I said, "I can't even feel it at like 10, 9, 9, 10." And we had 11. I counted them. And they was awesome good. This was 2011. I was like, I think that was just out of high school at that point. But yeah, and then like the most recent one, um, I think my favorite thing, I used to smoke um, back then, back in the early 2010s, it was always like sour diesel with the Puerto Ricans. And then like now, I would always do like Kush. Um, I liked this. I used to smoke a lot of the soft with the bright hairs, not bright, but like not like how them ones they be selling like on the internet that came from Cali. Not like that, cause like I couldn't handle it, y'all. But yeah, I used to smoke a lot of the soft weed, and then I like the good more hard weed that when you break it down, it feels like it's like when you're actually going to break it down, the harder weed. But the soft weed was really lit too. That was some good stuff. Um, but yeah, I used to smoke, y'all. Surprise. Every saint has a past. Every saint used to be a sinner. But surprise, yep. So I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's day yesterday. For those who do, who need to come to the Lord. But I love you. Thank you so much for listening to my story time. I love you. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're aware of new posts that I post. Shalom and mwah. Bye.